if nobody minds, if that's okay, let's all bow our heads to the Lord, and let's speak to him tonight for a few minutes.
Thank
Father
you.
God, we come to you, Lord, and we thank you, Lord, for this new year. Father, we thank you for the season that we just went through with your birth, Lord God. May we always remember the reason for the season, Lord. And as we begin this 2024, God, we ask that you direct our path with Vima. Father, we know you've given this to us, Lord, and we just lift it up to you and give it to you, Lord, to guide and direct and lead our paths. I ask a blessing upon each member that is here, each board member that is here, Father. I ask double portion blessings upon them, Father. We give this night to you, Lord, and being in one accord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Like I said, it's just so good to see all the smiling faces. We missed you guys. We really, really have missed you guys, but we're here to stay, guys. We're excited. We have some great updates to give you. Now, I want you to keep an open mind, listen to everything that James is going to tell us. And then afterwards, we're going to have a question and answer thing. So while you're listening intently, have a little pencil there and mark down the things that maybe you don't quite understand. He's going to go over every bullet point and the changes that we have made, we feel is good for the company. And we have got to get Vima back soaring. You know what? I just put down expecting Vima to soar in 24. And I said, oh, Derek will love that because it rhymes. Vima soars in 24. Derek, how about that? He must have muted himself. I'm glad.
Okay.
I think it's we want more in 24.
Oh, okay. And we want more. I want to thank you, Ann, for that nice card you sent to our board members. And then I did the condolences of Merry Christmas to them. And we really appreciate it, Ann, that you thought of us. Thank you very much, honey.
Well, thank you.
And you do such a great job when you do the calls with us. We really love having you on the call. Okay, so I am excited, and I'm going to turn it over to James Knight, who is what I think we have supposed to have every board member on here tonight. And our board it governs Vima. That's who runs Vima. We make all decisions together. We do votes on everything. So there's not one person in charge. We work all together, and it's kind of exciting on our meeting calls. We get really excited and we get a little long-winded, but that's okay. We try to get everything covered. And so I'm introducing you tonight to, I don't know whether a lot of you have met James. I think he's been on one or two calls, but
Yep.
he's going to open up and he's going to pull up the sheet in front of us, and he's going to go over all the changes that we've made and things that we've kept the same, and he's going to explain them all. And if you have any questions at the end, we'll take them. Okay. Turn it over to you, to James Knight.
Hey, Julie, and hey, everybody. Thank you for that introduction. And I want to say Happy New Year to everybody else. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. And as Julie's just said, I plan on going over the things that we went and sent out in the latest newsletter. We had some bullet points, and we've been working very, very diligently as board members in the background to try to make sure that every decision that we make is in the best interest of Vima and everybody who's a part of Vima. And we just want us all to be on the same page and all to feel comfortable with that. And like she said, I'm going to walk through each one of the bullet points that we did send out with some of the changes there. Make some notes, jot down some questions if you have some, and feel free to ask those when we get to that part of the session here. And I guess if everybody's ready, I'll go ahead and see if I can share my screen here and bring that up, if that's all right.
That's good with us. While you're doing that, I want to tell you that Mike Platt was going to be on and open our calls, and he dismissed everybody, but he had a meeting at his workplace he could not miss, but he said to tell everybody hi, he'd be here the next time.
And unfortunately, it pops up and it shows me the host disabled participant screen sharing. So I may need the host to bring that up for me if they can.
Leroy, do you have that control, or do I? I've never done this.
Yeah, you should be able to go at the bottom there and have the share screen, but like I said, I don't have access to do so
Okay,
right
they made
here.
me okay, host disabled participant screen sharing, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. It looks like it's been enabled. Okay, great.
Oh, I did it. Tommy,
Nice.
you proud of me?
I am not seeing the stream. I don't know if I'm the only person that's seeing
It's
anything.
coming, honey.
Okay,
There
I'm
we
just
go.
All
There we
right,
go.
can everybody see that? Can everybody see what I've got up on the screen there?
Yes.
Fine.
All right.
Thank you,
I
James.
can't see, make out anything there. My screen is too small.
If you're on your phone, it will be very hard to see it.
That's my problem.
Okay. So if we've got that up in front of everybody, I'll go ahead and begin and we can move forward. And like I said, as we said in the newsletter, you know, we want to wish everybody a happy new year. Hope 2024 is already starting off great for everybody. And I love the more in 2024. I love that too. That sounds fantastic. So without further ado, we'll move on to some of the updates and upcoming events and things that we've got here. As I scroll down, the first star that we've got at the top here is our frozen web clicks. And we just wanted to make sure that everybody was on board with that. If you have frozen web clicks, you know what that is, you know what we're talking about, hopefully there, and what that's pertaining to. We wanted to send out a reminder letting everyone know that you're no longer required for the monthly mandatory purchases. That was on deck before, and it was a request that we had asked for where people were having to make at least a purchase per month and do certain things. That is no longer required. With that said, we have lower amounts that are made available will be made available for purchase with smaller percentages based on those frozen web clicks. So instead of having to buy a higher, you know, cost package, we're going to break those down and have lower amounts made available. Also, members will now be able to purchase the amount of frozen web clicks they want, which in turn will enable a weekly or a payout weekly. If anybody does have frozen web clicks and maybe they're sitting there and they're not wanting to do something with it, this next bullet point is kind of speaking to you for that. In unison or alternately, you know, you can buy frozen web clicks and normal web click packages, or you can just buy normal regular web click packages, activate those, and if you would like, have your frozen web clicks removed, just done away with. If you would like to, if that's something you want to do, then just reach out to us and let us know that.
James, you might point out to the ones that don't know about frozen web clicks, just to tell them that just to ignore this
And-
point. Really
And
doesn't.
I was kind of alluding to that earlier, that if you know what they are, you know what they are. And this whole point, frozen web clicks originate from the previous company, to where when people purchased in and bought web clicks, it was under a different set of terms and conditions, a different grouping, a different group of management, a whole different company. What happened is when that came in, members who had their web clicks, they got those honored and brought over to the new system and in the new company. And any of those web clicks in turn eventually became frozen web clicks. And so for those who don't know, for anybody who's new, for anybody who doesn't have anything to do, you know, you look in your back office and you don't have any frozen web clicks, that's where they came from. They came from original members in the years past who had bought in and still have those web clicks. They're just not current company web clicks for that. They're the frozen web clicks from a previous regime. Okay. So if we'll move on to the next piece here, which is the cash balances. So my VEMA members' current cash balances will be converted into web click packages, adding to the members' active web click balance. Members will then be able to earn on these web clicks as soon as they are converted and available within the members' back office. And what this means is that active or current cash balances will be changed and converted into web click packages where the members can earn on them immediately. You know, once that's in place, you'll see that in your back office and you'll see that your cash balances have been converted into web click packages. One of the reasons for this is to actually help us just, you know, kind of alleviate what that balance is there and allow for everybody to focus at one point and be able to continue earning on their web click packages. The third piece, important thing that, like I said, and the board members and all of us, we've discussed all of these at length and kind of came up with these things and figured out what we think is probably best for everybody to have the best experience within VEMA and the most sustainability and continue to move forward. And with this, it's the withdrawals. The withdrawal system, you know, right now, there's some queues, there's some different things, and I'll get to that on the next piece. But moving forward until further notice, we will request that it's at least a $25 minimum withdrawal, $75 maximum per request. Withdrawal requests will be limited to one active request per member. So that way you don't get, you know, jammed up in a queue and do that stuff. And by saying active request per member, I want everybody to understand. And what that means is with the new system and how we're going to make these changes and streamline, the goal purpose here is to eliminate a queue and be able to, when you ask for a withdrawal request, you get that request fulfilled. And once you get the notification that your request has been fulfilled and that your payment is on the way, you will be allowed to make another withdrawal request without any other limitation. Other than the obviously the imposed minimum maximum listed above that. The third part of that is percentages of purchases will determine your cash out eligibility. And this is very important. This is something that every day as VEMA works and we bring in income or we bring in sales from different pieces and we do everything like that. The entire VEMA concept is based on the idea that we pay out according to what we're able to bring in on percentages of purchases. Each one of those things, as you all know, just like any other company, we need to make sure that we can pay for certain costs of servers, websites, things like that for sustainability of the actual company itself. And as the board, we've pulled together resources and are coming up, making sure that that allocation is there and that the correct percentages of purchase go out to everybody through VEMA. So what that's going to do is that's going to determine each daily cash out eligibility for what you'll be able to get and how you'll be able to get to that $25 minimum and go beyond. And to stay with withdrawal requests, I know, as I mentioned before, there's a queue and that which, you know, we have a backlogged queue of people who've requested and we've been working to fill those and do things like that. At this time, the board believes that all current members with withdrawal requests will now have their request consolidated into one withdrawal request for the total amount requested. So if you have 2, 3, 4 requests in line, you'll get those combined or $75 as the max, whichever is less. So if you have $2, $3, $20, let's say you have two $20 requests in for the withdrawal, that's $40. You'll then be able to move that into one request. And this next bullet point touches on the fact that you'll retain your current position in the queue for your first highest current queue position. So if you were third in the queue before,
one request, because they did say that it's just one request.
the consolidation into one request is going to move it all into one place. So if you're third in the queue, but then you have a 9th and a 12th request, everything will move to your third, that third spot in the queue and pay out to you for your total amount requested or $75, whichever is less. And that's what we'll do with the current queue the way it is right now. Like I said, and you see it in capital letters there. We want to reiterate that no member will lose their current place in the queue. Which is their highest place. You'll be, you know, if you have multiple, you'll all go to your highest place.
James, I have a quick question here because I'm noticing people are asking questions and putting up their hands. It's Ann speaking.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want us to ask questions as you're going along? Or do you want us to ask questions after you have finished?
You know, I thought about that, and I thought about trying to finish up and then have people make some notes and ask some questions. But if you would like to now, I mean, as long as we don't get too sidetracked here, I don't mind taking a few questions. And I literally, right before you started speaking, noticed that I saw a couple of hands go over there. So,
right.
Yeah. If you would like to ask a question, go ahead.
No, I just wanted you to be clear to all of us who are listening when you wanted to take questions. That's all.
Correct. And what I'd asked for before is to kind of let me work my way through it. If everybody will do that, I'll work my way through it. And then if you can, jump back and say, hey, I jotted a little note down, I want to ask a question here. Feel free to ask those questions as soon as I open it up. And like I said, I'll just kind of walk through it. And there might be, the reason I say that, there might be some pieces as we go through the whole thing that, as I'm kind of giving a little more information, could answer a question before we even get to those. So yeah.
Okay, Ann, I'm going to ask you, you do a very good job on the other calls. Will you keep track of the queue, and when when it comes time for questions and answers, will you call on the person? You always do such a good job with that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Julie. I would be happy to do that, but I usually do that from the chat. So if somebody has a question they want to put in chat, I can take care of that.
Okay.
And then that would be fine too. Yeah. If people have a question now and they want to go ahead and put that in the chat, and then we kind of get to that afterwards, that would be great. Okay. And I believe where I was at there, if you guys don't mind, I'll pick back up where I was at about the members not losing their spot in the queue and all of that being consolidated into one withdrawal request. The third point underneath of that current withdrawal requests queue, it's basically stating that anything above that $75 max limit. So if it's one withdrawal that you have and it's over 75, or if it's 10 that are over 75, whatever it is, that $75 is going to hit that max limit. And once it hits the 75, anything that you have requested will then be placed back into your cash balance, which is subject to the above referenced cash balances information that we've referenced in the bullet point above. So basically, we're going to limit that down to that $75, be able to clear that queue out for you. And anything over that goes into that cash, back into your cash balance. You'll see that clearly labeled, transparently labeled, as you'll see, hey, if I had the $100 I was requesting, I'm getting the $75 now in the queue for that cash out that goes out. You'll be able to see that $25 go back in accurately the way it should. Yeah, and if anybody has issues with that, then like I said, always please feel free to let us know. Let us know you feel something's wrong, and we'll take look at any of those situations and make sure we get it handled as quickly as possible. My next bullet point that we've got here on the actual newsletter that came through for us is web click package maturation percentage. Okay, now the web click packages at this point will now mature at 115%. Again, this is the same that it's the similar situation that it's always been. This next part I'm about to read through VEMA, as I understand it, and everything that's happened through this is, we cannot guarantee you how long it's going to take for you to hit that full high percentage. We can't, the web click package daily earnings are determined by the company's daily profit, as we said before. So, and by profit, I mean, the daily sales. As we bring money into the company, it determines the percentage of what you get pulled back, on each one of your web click packages. That'll continue to be the case here. And we just want people to know that that's what it is, and that specific number is not going to be, no one's controlling that number. It is going to be an automated number of how the company sales come in. So it's all going to be driven on everybody within the company. We're all in this together. And I want to remind everybody that every time any of us do really, really well in this, and we all come together and the community and this network does well, it's going to help us all. And I think that was the full intention early on with this. And that's the same kind of, that's what we want too. We intend the same way. We want everybody to be on board, on the same page, and we want this to be as successful as possible. So that's kind of where we're going with that part of it there as well. This next part is something that's more near and dear to me through the newsletter of things, because it's something I've been working on myself and working with the board members as well, is the corporate advertising packages. And this section pretty much mentions and then names some different names of the NFL, Cadillac, Pepsi, other big name producers that we are actually in one-on-one contact with, that we have individuals that we're in contact with every day, working with them about securing corporate advertising packages with us. And what that means is that they will be able to come in as an account, and they're not going to be a Vima member. They're not going to go surf. They're not going to go do all that. They're going to pay to have premium advertising throughout pages on Vima, and they'll also have a main flagship ad rotator that'll rotate in the ad as well. And what we're trying to do is make sure that we can get contracts set up with them on different time frames of monthly, quarterly, etc., all the way up to yearly, depending on the actual sponsor, the corporation that we're working with. Each one of them has different budgets. Each one of them have different thresholds, which leads me to my first bullet point here. When I say thresholds, I mean the analytics, what we can drive to their site, or what we can promise them, or what we can show them that we can do. So it's huge on all of us as members within Vima to help keep our website analytics up. By analytics, I mean the visitors that are coming to the website, how many views, how many pages you're clicking on through the website, and obviously the actual clicks as well. We need those numbers high to help bring on these outside advertisers. Here in the last few months, our numbers, we launched the cross advertising, which we've talked about before, and we've sent out in a few newsletters and things. The cross advertising was where we were not receiving pay, but we agreed for certain corporations and companies and groups to give us their banner advertisements, their smaller advertisements, any kind of video advertisements and things they had. We would put them on our site, and they would take our stuff and put it on their site. Those companies have been doing that, and it's been driving our traffic up. We're up well over 300% from where we were at the beginning of December. And we keep moving. We're continually growing on how many clicks, how many views, and how many visitors we're getting on the website. Again, that's huge for us, because the higher the numbers we can offer to these corporations and show them what we have for the traffic and for how many click-throughs we're getting on our advertising and for the websites that we have promoted, that allows us to be able to pull in more. So I just want everybody to know, we're out trying to do the legwork and get them in, but all of us are in this together as a team, because we all visit the website, recruit new people, bring new people to the website as well, on top of the outside cross advertising that we're doing. So like I said, that means we want you to log in daily for everybody, view at least your minimum amount of advertisements within the ad rotator. I also wanted to throw that out there that, and remember, there are surprise bonuses available if you actually view more than just the minimum in the ad rotator. If you keep going for a little bit, you'll probably get some bonus stuff, and some stuff will pop up for you. Also continue to recruit new active members that'll do the same thing, log in daily, do those things. And then we want you to support Vima via the web package purchasing, our partner affiliations like the Transat card, Treasure Island, etc., and in mall purchases. We want everybody, in the loop on what we're trying to do, and we want everybody to be a part of what we're doing, because this is a family and this is a network of like-minded people. We're all trying to do the same thing. And my piece of this has been a lot of marketing, and then some of the back office doing database stuff. I can run numbers and see that our numbers have gotten a lot better, like I said, recently, and see those things. And I'm helping with that cross advertising. I helped land 4 to 5 of those, and I'm hoping to have at least 10 more cross advertising groups come in. And when I say cross advertising groups, that means like Lead Leaps, Zootopia, or Zooplo is one of them. Is actually, these are groups that work with other companies very similar to ours and do things, and then they're actually networking on their own. They have full networks, and so they'll submit their user advertising to us to post on our homepage, on other pages throughout our website, and then we send that to them and they get back. We've been getting a lot of feedback from those cross advertising, which I kind of jumped into the next bullet point here. That our plan, like it says on that bullet point at the bottom down here, the cross advertising, I'm moving that up to the top, is to expand that by 4. So like I said, we're at 4 and 5 right now. The fifth one is pretty much in its last level of what I like to call a soft launch for them. That means we're testing what's working best on both of our sites for what they have and what we have. We would like to see that in the next month or so build up to 20. And if we can keep getting the same type of share from them that we've been getting, along with everybody else helping recruit and bring more people in, it's going to go a very, very, very long way in us being able to secure those corporate advertising packages that are going to mean a lot to everybody to help us continue to keep sales at a great rate on a daily basis. And the bottom bullet point for the corporate advertising and the cross advertising is if anybody has ideas, if you see something, if you know a bigger company that's like, hey, maybe you don't think they'll come in and want to serve or do that or be a specific member, but they might want to throw some advertising up and do some other things. We have plans with the cross advertising that we can, like I said, no cost to them, no cost to us. We'll cross advertise with them and we'll promote their websites on our site. And then they'll promote for us. And then we just exchange analytics to make sure that it's going well, that it's a symbiotic relationship. If they have money and maybe it's just a group who's like, hey, we've got enough money. We'd love to have 5,000 plus eyeballs a month, clicks and views on this. If they would like that and they would like to work on some corporate advertising packages, please reach out to us. And I would be more than happy to take a call with any of them and have meetings with anybody that that's like that. As I said, I've been able to pitch this to several other corporations and will continue to keep doing so. And if there's somebody I missed or somebody that someone else knows, please reach out and let us know. Moving on to the next bullet point here, star point, I guess. The weekly calls. We do plan to continue with weekly Tuesday and Thursday calls for MyVima members, and we want you to all be on the lookout. And y'all are pretty good about that. The network moves around and does stuff, and you guys talk to each other a lot. And we also want to be able to try to give you email notifications regarding those meetings. Our full plan is to continue to let you guys know when that stuff's happening, continue to keep out scheduled newsletters and other email things for you guys to keep everybody in the loop. Again, we want to be fully transparent. We want you guys all to know that we're in this together. We're working diligently day and night. The board members are trying to do the best they can to figure out what's best for everybody. And, that's not going to stop. And we want it to continue to get better and better and better. And we think there's going to be a lot of, snowball potential here, especially early going on in this year when we start hitting some of those corporations and the advertisements that are coming in. That's going to be a big part of it. We've also got some really exciting stuff, like I said, with the Transact card, Treasure Island, other pieces. And now this next piece, the bullet point that I'm going to touch on, is a piece that, it's something that companies have to do. And it's not fun. It's not enjoyable for anybody on the back end to have to research it and do it. It's not fun when you realize that it's happening or different things are happening. Because, you like to believe that every single person that signs up is active and loves doing things. So this next bullet point, review and account security. So we're currently in the process, and we have been in the process of monitoring and reviewing accounts that we believe may have some fraudulent activity across the company. Not only limited to that, some of these accounts have been found to have violated our terms of use, our privacy policy, our statement of policies and procedures, and or the Vima Associate Application and Agreement. So what we're trying to say is that we've been reviewing these and we are planning on continuing to do so in the future. But right now, this first wave that we've started reviewing within the terms for MyVima and the different pieces and all the things that we've done, we plan on potentially removing those accounts that are in violation or that have had issues with any of the terms of use, privacy policy, the policies and procedures, the application and agreement. Those things are linked in the email for you guys. They're also displayed on the website that you can view those at any time that you would like. So just take a look at those. And then, like I said, we hate having to do that, but it kind of boils back down to what we're doing with the corporate advertising packages and the cross advertising. A lot of that in detail work that we have to agree upon with other groups is that our active level, our membership count is active, that we also are constantly monitoring these things and making sure that we're removing accounts that are inactive, that have broken terms, that have done certain things, because they don't want cross pieces and that kind of stuff coming back from where they're advertising it. So there's going to be a lot of strictness for that. And I fully plan on releasing some of the more details of that in a write-up for some of our FAQs that you guys will all see too, that you'll see what some of the strictness that we'll have to deal with within those contracts. And like I said, it's more on the back end side of the website for us. But for transparency, we're going to want every member to be able to see that stuff and be excited about it too, and know that, hey, these are legitimate companies wanting to come in, and they're going to want us to walk that line and make sure we stay on task with that too. So like I said, January 31st is tentatively when we feel like we're going to be able to wrap up that full monitoring and review for a lot of those sites. And then that's going to be a continual ongoing thing. And like I said, it's all in there in the terms of use and the documents and the different things you guys can click on, and it's been there. It's just that we wanted you to know that that's strictly being looked at and going to be enforced very, very soon. And then the conclusion here, it's mostly a lot of the things I just said to you guys and went over. Everything that we're doing here, all the work that we're putting in, all the effort that we put in, all the time that we put in, it's the same as every one of you. We want the best for everybody at Vemma, and we want everybody to know, Vemma is an advertising company. We're offering advertising at an amazing option for people to be able to earn back on that and do certain things. It's a full network community of people who are like-minded and want to do a lot of the same things together. And I want you to know that the board is very, very much so on those people, everybody's side who wants to be a part of that and wants this to do better. And we want to make any changes, and any of the changes that we do make is with the firm belief that it's going to be a much better company, a much more sustainable model than something that we've had in the past. That that there's a lot of moving parts, and we all know that, and we've all seen that, and we've all heard that with Vemma and the different pieces that have come and gone. And with this, we want to stick to bread and butter of what we're doing on advertising and bread and butter on what we're doing for marketing pieces, and continue to make this better and continue to bring more in for everybody, where everybody's excited about it. And I think that's pretty much the whole meaning of this newsletter, was to get it out and say, some changes will happen in 2024, but it's not that we're going anywhere. It's that we're going to keep getting better. And as Ann said, I think the more in 2024, let's continue to do that. And that's what we want to do. So I'll open it up if anybody has some questions that they'd like to ask on that. I would I would love to go ahead and hear them.
I'm going to read the questions as they came in on the chat. I
Okay.
suspect, James, that you could probably read them as well, but if you'd like, do you want to read them or do you want me to?
It is fine. You can read them if you want. Either way is good with me. Well, I guess they all kind of came in order, didn't it? Okay.
Okay. Jack Brissett has asked, how is it that folks still have more than one request in the queue? And I think she's asking that because in the training calls that we've had over the past several months, it has been said over and over, one request only. So,
and I think the easy answer to that, for me, from what I understand on the back end and what we did with the data, with how the database is working and doing that, is like you just said, people requesting multiple times into the queue. Even though we were trying to say that, we were trying to honor just one request, and they were just getting stacked into the queue. Is that what she's asking, you think?
Well, I think she's asking, how could we have more than one request in? But
There was, if I can say something, there was at one point that we were allowed to make more than one request. And the queue got so backed up, and I believe there's a few still left in there that's got more than one request. But we stopped that at one point. I don't remember the timeline on that. Leroy might, but we stopped, and it's been a good while since we've had let anybody make more than one request. Once they got paid out, they were allowed to make another request. But there was a point in time we did do more than one request. Am I correct, Leroy?
Okay, what really happened, Julie, is that Tommy reversed all cash out. You have 2 on 3 or 4, whatever. So at present, there's only one cash out.
Okay.
Nobody have more than one.
Okay, so that statement we
James-
kind of had in
James
there
was-
wasn't quite
yeah,
correct. Okay.
And I was gonna say that I think I did a technical job of trying to explain that instead of that.
Yeah.
And when I said in the database, basically what we're saying is we're gonna go back and double check that, head through the database, make sure that nobody has that, and if anything is there, as it shouldn't be, it'll get rolled to what it is, and I believe that's what Julie and that. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Leroy, for kind of clarifying that.
At present, James, is only one is in the queue. I think you were just drawing an illustration of
Yeah.
what, yeah. So it's just one cash out is in the queue for the past couple of months.
And that's what I was gonna say. Is I like I said, I was thinking about it from a technical standpoint of writing out a query that would go in and grab those and make sure that it was done that way. But like I said, we don't anticipate that, and it should be, as mentioned, more just the one in the queue.
Okay, I think that was a healthy discussion on that point. Thank you very much. James, you know what I would appreciate is I don't know who you are, and I don't know what position you hold in the company. Are you a board member? Are you an employee? What is your position?
And I will absolutely explain that. My name is James Knight, and I am a board member. And as I kind of alluded to when I was doing the bullet points, I specialize in marketing, and I also specialize in database numbers, which means that I can do programmatical stuff in the back of databases to be able to pull out data and help use that for marketing perspectives and reporting perspectives to help, analyze what directions a company can go in and do that. And I've been doing that for close to 15 plus, almost 15, 16 years now. And so within the company, I handle a lot of the marketing pieces. I handle a lot of the reach out one-on-ones, pretty much all of the one-on-ones with the cross advertising and the corporation advertising packages.
Well, thank you. That's I think it would be wonderful if all the board members would step forward and introduce themselves. I really appreciate the blessing that you bring to us with your history and your back office stuff. Do you want me to continue asking questions, or do you want to go to Flo?
You can continue asking the questions. How many more do we have in the? You said there was a handful of them. It looks like.
Well, there's not a whole bunch, but there's some. Paul DeMarsh has said, I have 11 active bronze web click packages. I don't know if there's a glitch, but my daily pay has dropped to 1 cent, and today I did not get paid anything for yesterday. I was not also paid for December 20th. Is it a glitch, or does it depend on the company profit? I'm just a bit shocked because I was getting 4 odd cents each day when it dropped right down.
Okay, and I think I can touch on, like I said, some of that from the database analytics and from the percentage pieces of what it is.
Perfect.
That very much so is going to depend on the day-to-day incoming sales for the company. And each one of those pieces is, as we get paid and as that comes through, the original design was meant to have that percentage, and that's what it's supposed to do. What we're going to do here is it's going to pay out according to what that was. So if we had a day where, obviously through the holidays, and I was going to kind of touch on that too, we had some very good web analytics and stuff for people visiting during the holidays, and we actually had a few decent days of sales. But we, just like almost any other corporation, fully expected holiday season comes up. A lot of people are traveling. A lot of people are out of town. A lot of people are doing things. And not to mention, if everybody's like myself, money gets extremely tight around the holidays, and you have to try to figure out things and do a lot of stuff. So we really did expect for some of the advertising and the sales and stuff to kind of drop down and do that. So again, that's going to be based on what the company sales are for each one of the days and going through that. And so on any of the days where you saw that it was an extremely low pay and do that, it was one of the days where we just didn't have near as many sales. And like I said, a lot of that was anticipated on the daily sales pieces from the holidays for what we were going through for that month.
That's wonderful. I think you've answered the next question, but I'll ask it, and you can say ditto if you already have. And it's from Deloise. I have not been getting paid when I click. When will this be addressed?
As you just said, ditto. That's pretty much exactly what it is, and we'll be able to, as we go through that, a whole piece of this, and like I said, the brainchild of what we were really hoping to accomplish with a lot of the corporate advertising packages, we're pushing that, and the cross advertising is to continue to gain more and more of what we would want to have as a stable daily sales piece coming in and make sure everything's there. So that way, not everything is precluded this holiday season. And it's one of those times where it's easy to kind of forget about it till it gets here. And we think, okay, we're driving this stuff and some of the sales are coming out from, every day. And then we're doing good. And the weekly sales are coming in and daily stuff's coming in. And you're getting paid higher on some of your web click packages. As those the down days come in, it looks really rough. So what we would like to do is, like I said, convert that. And when we get these corporate advertising packages and start getting those pieces in, it's going to streamline across those days. And we're not going to see, the idea is that we're not going to see these, the valleys anymore, the peaks, the better days and every day. You're going to keep being able to get that payout and be able to get some stuff coming through. But again, like I said, that's going to be based on daily sales and on that percentage. And it has to be done that way because 100% of zero is still zero. So the idea is we need some sustainability that says, hey, we know that this is what the company needs for us to be able to pay for the website and to pay for that piece of it and to pay for the servers and to pay for, customer service or to pay for support or pay for things and do certain things. So we're working towards that to make sure that the sustainability model for this is going to continue to work and make sure that it works. But at the same time, we know what it's like on that other side to have those down days. And that's why we're working so hard to make sure that, we get rid of any of the valley days where you look at it and you're shocked at, I can't believe I didn't get paid that much. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. It's a holiday or it was a holiday week or whatnot. But we're working to remove that and address that. But yes, the reason that you're seeing that is from the daily sales for those days.
Right. And I think we all understand that. And thank you for going over it again. Charles Dennis asks, why are clicks expiring out of order?
That one is probably a little more technical than what I would want to do on the actual click side of it. I don't believe clicks should expire out of order. And if we do have some that are doing that, I would really like to have a screenshot or something send in to the support or send into our email that way so we can take a look at that. Julie, does that sound right? That shouldn't happen, right?
No, I think it's supposed to do an order. I'm not sure. Maybe Tommy might know.
And that's what I was thinking is we would probably need to make sure that I could probably take a stab at that, but I wouldn't feel comfortable giving you a direct answer. I would need to know what web click packages we're actually looking at and kind of be able to walk through that. So Charles, if you could send something to us, send something into support like that and give us a direct example, that'd be fantastic.
Tommy has all the information from a couple months ago on that particular subject.
Yeah.
So Tommy has the specific information for Charles's web clicks for the expiring out of order.
Correct.
And mine too, but that's besides the point.
Okay, so there's a couple that have had it happen to. So then that's something we absolutely need to look at and then get figured out. Okay.
Okay. Can I say something, James?
Yes.
Okay, pertaining some of those web clicks that is expiring out of order, you will find that in some cases where a person purchase a normal web clicks and then he have a portion of web clicks from the previous company which was already paying on, those will expire before the present one that he bought. So some of those old web clicks from the previous company will expire before some of the fresh one that you bought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Again, I'm going to ask, if
And
you
the
would
reason
like-
for that, Anne,
sorry, go
is
ahead.
because the reason for that is because from the old company, you already start to get paid on some of those web clicks before the company was down, before Andy died.
Okay.
So you're saying that even though they look like they were expiring out of order, what happened is a percentage of the ones that are expiring had already, for lack of better terms, expired. So they
Right.
were only at 70% as opposed to the new one, and the 70% expired or whatnot faster.
Okay, let me give you an example. All
No,
right, from the-
actually, no. Tommy has all the information on Charles's account, and it's totally different than what you're saying, Leroy. I guarantee it.
I was wondering, Derek, if you had heard anything that Tommy was looking at with some of that. Did it seem like it might have been something technical in the background that was glitching
Yeah.
those out or doing something weird?
Yeah, absolutely. And Tommy
Okay.
found it, but wasn't able to fix it at this time. And actually, it helps Dennis. He's earning more money every day because we haven't fixed it yet. So.
Well,
Yeah.
then let me make a note about that real quick. Yeah.
I know. I don't blame you.
Well, if
No,
you,
no. In all reality, yeah, no. That's
fair.
yeah. That is absolutely something we want to take a look at, and we will see that. And I'm making a note of it seriously for us to take a look at just to make sure, because if it's happening on one, and Ann, I believe you just said that it was you as well.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah,
if
we
they are
will-
not
we
from the
will-
old company, James, well, something wrong. Yes, there's.
Okay.
need to be
So there's a
looking-
cross, yeah, and like I
Yeah.
said, I can help Tommy dig into some of those pieces too with some of the data and some of the stuff we do in the database too to kind of alleviate that. And we'll take a strong look at that. I'm sorry I can't answer that right this second to a specific, but we will, I promise.
You know, I really appreciate the transparency that you're giving us, James, because we don't always have all the answers. So it's great that you say, I'll look into this and we'll figure it out. So do you want Flo to ask her question now, or do you want me to continue asking
Flo-
questions?
Flo can go ahead and ask her question.
Okay, Flo.
Good night, everyone, again.
Good night.
One of my questions first, will the withdrawals be free? Or is there a fee for it? As was.
Yes, there's a mandatory $3 per withdrawal.
Even with the $75 maximum?
Yes, $3. That's how the company sustain their expense.
And how often would be that maximum? How often?
Once per week,
Monthly?
you make a withdrawal. Once you see your cash out send, you
Mm.
can make another one right away.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, this was said with the a couple months back. They said once a request is submitted, then you could put in another request, but that wasn't happening for
Right,
me.
because we are in a queue and those requests have not been sent.
Oh, sent and submitted.
and-
different.
Right.
And,
Send
and
is
I,
different
yeah,
from
I think when we say sent like that, and that's what I was kind of alluding to earlier, was once you make the request, and the request will sit there and it'll go into the pending where we're going to go in, approve the request, and then send it out to you. The sent is going to be that piece where it says, okay, Vima has now released that to you. Your request has been fulfilled for us. You know, it's on its way to you. You'll be able to make a subsequent request immediately after that.
Okay, I was confused with the sent and submit.
Okay, yeah, and
Alright.
and it's okay, and that's exactly why we're here, to make sure that we understand those questions. And like I said, as that gets fulfilled and goes through, then and that's where we were trying to stick with the active request, because once you make a request and it's an active request and it's been fulfilled, now it's fulfilled, it's no longer an active request. So we were saying you could make another basically a request at that point.
Now,
James,
it-
this is Alan. Could I make a comment here or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
When we look back at the history of these multi-level marketing companies, especially what what we endured with AdClick Express. And going forward, it's important, I believe, to realize that a company cannot survive if the membership doesn't participate. Now, we had this experience when we started recreating the company with the name Vima after Andy passed on, and the monies that was available no longer exists because all the money that was there was paid out to the members because they wanted it and they had the opportunity to take it. The end result being that the company is now on life support. My question is the company's intention to build on the corporation input rather than the members? Because when you look at when the members were invited to participate in the saving of this company, only a handful of people participated in paying for the lawyers that finally got the money that was out there that was brought back into the company, into Vima, that is. So if the members do not participate in a meaningful way, the grand ideas that you're presenting, and I'm not being facetious, I'm simply stating, if the membership does not participate in the growth of the company cannot survive. How then does the board intend to draw the membership? You've got 67 people of thousands that are supposedly members that are participating in this program. But if they're not going to participate, how does the company survive? Is it going to solely depend upon the corporations paying for advertising? But if the corporation sees that the people that they're supposedly advertising to are not interested in even their own company, what happens then? How does
that is an excellent point, Alan. And it's something that I touched on when we were going through the bullet points for the corporate advertising. And I even had it in full capital letters, where that was my part of the marketing saying that is, you're right. Unless we all get on here and recruit and get width and depth of our recruits and bring in more people and are excited about the actual Vima company itself and want to advertise and want to be a part of it, we can't even draw in the bigger corporations because they're going to look at us and say, well, that's a company that doesn't have its act together. They don't have enough people in there that are going to give us the clicks that we want. They're not going to be able to do those things for us. And that's the idea. Vima is it's a network of like-minded people, of us, of the people who wanted to see this succeed, who want to make this work, and who want it to work for everybody. And that attitude is contagious, and that attitude is going to be very well seen. These companies that I'm speaking with, they have people who sign up and they go through each day and go look and look at different things. And I'm sure there's one or two of them on this call tonight, maybe. And they've been on other calls and they hear how we talk and they hear what we do. And I hear them tell me that. And I have meetings with some of these groups, with some of the cross advertising groups that, that they give me feedback that just like you said, and they said, hey, if you guys had a call the other night and you had 43 people on it, or you had, this many people on it, and they're like, well, we see the numbers that you're throwing at us with the thousands. Where are all these people and doing this? And you're right. We need to explain that. And that's one of the situations where we're bringing up the review of those accounts, and a lot of accounts that are sitting there and different things. And like you said, we can throw out a number and say the database tells us we have 11,316 members. But in reality, we have, 4,300 that are actually doing anything. And we have, and these are, I'm just making these numbers up off the top of my head, but 5,000 people who haven't signed in a year, and that's where we need it to be. And we want everybody to be a part of this and be excited about it and continue to be excited about it. And that's what we're trying to drive as the board members is we want you guys to see that when we're bringing these other pieces in and doing it, it's not because we want to sell out and say, hey, we're going to go over here and try to do all that. We want to be able to bring in these bigger names and say, look at this group that we have together. Look at what we've done here. Look at what we've made it through. We're going to continue to make it through. We're driving, advertising and clicks and things like that for your group. And at the end of the day, we can offer them a select set of what our network group family has that is an amount of clicks, an amount of eyeballs, an amount of things that they would pay for on the outside that they're not going, anywhere else that you go pay for the amount of clicks and the things that Vima can help drive. It's way more expensive in other places to pay for. We want to be able to bring that in and recycle that throughout the whole family. And I think that's what you're touching on, is that we want this to be a group. And like you said, when the times get tough, we want everybody to pull together. When the times are great, we want everybody to share in that together.
Right. This is the other point. What Andy did was he gave incentives. Now it went all way over the top, but the incentives drove the membership to participate. If you go back way back to the beginning, what he created with AdClick Express was the incentive to participate. But if there's no incentive to participate, the people are not going to do anything. They're going to,
Well,
what's going to happen? I buy
and I
don't
agree.
get paid.
I agree with that to a certain perspective. But like I said, I've had perspective group meetings that I have with some of the cross advertising groups. And the idea that I tell them that they can come in each day, have their websites and their affiliated links and things that they have posted and get seen. And I can give them the analytics that say you're going to get these clicks. And then I tell them, hey, if you sign on every day and keep doing that, you'll earn your money back. And they're like, well, how much am I paying for the advertising? And I'm like, well, you're going to earn your money back on that. And they're like, that's incentive. That's crazy incentive.
That's incentive for the corporations.
Well,
But I'm
that's
talking
incentive
about the
for anybody. Well, we're an
What
advertising
calls
company.
them?
Anybody who has a website that they're advertising and you want to get clicks for, if you went to Google to buy 100 clicks, you're going to pay 25 cents a click minimum for the lowest end clicks they have. And I mean,
Right.
you're going to have to go pay for that. And guess what? Google's not going to pay you back if you Google a bunch of stuff.
Right. But again, what Andy did was he gave incentives to the membership. Had nothing to do with the advertising. It had to do with the
Okay.
membership.
Okay,
You
James,
do this, we'll do that.
James,
Yeah. And that's what we're hoping it'll do. It'll give that incentive to be able to see that. Because as we do that and partner with some of these other groups and be able to do these things, we're going to want them to be able to give incentives and do things too. They're going to want to push that in with our group too. The corporations and any of the groups, and it doesn't have to be huge groups. It can be local corporations. It can be other things. Anybody who has a presence on the internet that wants to do this, that it falls in, into our, doesn't violate our terms and do those things. We want to be able to give them an opportunity. We want to give people to have a leaderboard and say, hey, who's the member that can recruit the most members in the next week? And guess what? So-and-so company down the street is going to give you all kinds of incentives for that. Or we're going to give you web click packages for those types of things and do all those things. Because we want the excitement and we want the buzz there, but we also want to make sure that we do it the right way, where we don't just stack this on top of somebody's shoulders. And like you said, we don't want, a small percentage of the table to come out and have to put all that on their shoulders and take on the brunt force of what happened. We want to make sure that this is a sustainable model. It works for everybody and it's going to make us all happy, because we're, like I said, the ones that are here and the ones that want to be here, we really want to be here. And there's a lot more people like us than we think. And we're going to keep going and getting those people. And that's who we need.
All right. Thanks.
Can I
James.
continue now?
Not only that, Alan, real quick, and I'm with you. Andy had quite a following, man, and boy, was he making some money. And he really promoted Vima as a get rich quick scheme, right? Put in your money, you're gonna get blah blah blah. Vima is not a get rich quick scheme, and it's an advertising platform. And I'm telling you what, I have earned more money. If you want to earn money, guys, I've earned more money advertising my products through Vima, right? Let's refocus our thinking on what Vima really is, and it's advertising. It's advertising your product. We're not the new members that joined are doing very well, advertising their program. The old members that think it's a get rich quick scheme, it's not that anymore like it used to be. But yeah, I appreciate that, James, what you were saying.
I do too, because we got to think of what position we got in from Andy giving away all those incentives. He gave away, and he had a kind heart. We're not saying that he didn't, but if you could see when what we took over, what was given away was way more than people spent to get in this company. So we carried that over into this company. We've got to get rid of the mindset, guys, that we're owed this. We're not owed this. This is an advertising company. If Walmart didn't make sales, would they be able to pay out their employees? Would they be able to buy products and bring them in? No, they've got to make sales. You've got to think of this as your own company, that you buy advertising and you get paid on for buying advertising.
And
We got to get away from that concept of what Andy gave us. Guys, we came over with a lot of baggage. And that's what the team has tried to deal with. So I hope everybody will take that into their brains and try to register that we are an advertising company. And Alan, in addressing your point about the companies, yes, that is one part that we're bringing in. Transact is one part that we're bringing in. The show Treasure Island, that's one part that is going to be an income stream for us. But the main income stream of this company is people advertising and buying their advertising. That's how you're going to make your money and build, because we're getting paid we're getting paid for advertising. Nobody gets paid for advertising. So, I think there's a mindset that we have to change.
And also, Julie, at the moment, I think we have a lot of incentive going on right now.
Yeah, we've
There's-
had incentive going
yeah,
on.
there-
Yeah.
Yeah, there's in the shopping view. If you go into the shopping view, you're surprised to see what incentive that pops up at time. And also in the marketplace, there's a lot of incentive there. So
But we can
you-
add too much incentive. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I think Andy added too much
So-
incentive.
So
And
what is
gave
there,
away
what is there
way
right
too
now, I think is sufficient until further notice,
Yes, right. We have to
Mm.
keep that under control also.
May I continue now? Those points that was raised was really good points. I'm Vima strong, no matter where we go. I'm
Thank
Vima
you.
strong. I might be small, I might be low, but I'm Vima strong. And let
Amen.
me tell you, with the company with Andy, I had some cash in there. My sister had some cash in there. She was building up to repair her roof. And these monies disappear. I was told it went to pay a law firm while I was hospitalized and so on then. So I didn't mind. I felt it for her, but I didn't mind because look, you guys did a wonderful job fighting that cold. And I always say it. But now that the daily, how you call that, commission has dropped so drastically, I understand it's not coming in, so the company not getting in so they can give out. I understand that part. But I've moved from about $7 a day to 19 cents a day. And now, if I heard right, whatever cash that is in there, which is about close to $900 in there, is now going to go back to web clicks. Did I hear that right?
Okay, yes. What really happened? We used to pay a set percentage,
Mhm.
and what happened is that we cannot operate like that anymore. So the system is now automated that whatever sales come in, that is what it is going to paid out. For instance, you have a grocery shop and today you open your business, you sell $1,000. Tomorrow you go and open a store again, you sell $200. So that's how the advertising business goes. It fluctuates each day. So someday you will see a bigger payout, and someday you will see a lesser payout based on the sale. So moving forward, everything is automated. It's not like the olden days. It's completely modern days now. So everything is automated in the Vima. So you will see your payout fluctuate each day.
I understand that. I used to do small business too. I understand that. But the next question is, the money that is already requested and it said request submitted, would we be getting that, or would that money that is submitted already break down to the $75 maximum too?
Yes, as James explained early on, If
Mhm.
you are having the queue, you will see a statement in your back office that your withdrawal amount have been reversed and only leave $75. And this is just temporary, guys. It's not going to stay like that, right? So everyone with over $100 will see everything remain at $75 moving forward, effective immediately.
Okay.
And I think that's a very good start. $75 per day when we catch up is not bad. So $75, and once we catch up, we will be paying out daily. And it's once a week right now until you see your payment send, you request another withdrawal. But once we catch up and finish away with the queue and catch up, you can request your $75 every day. It's no problem until we increase it.
Not bad. I didn't get that question answered, but you just answered it.
I would like to know if we want to go on looking at the chat for questions, or if we want to have more individuals raising their hands and asking questions. Because there are still several in the chat.
I think those who raise their hand, give them the priority. And then if there's no raise hand, then you go to the chat.
I was
Perfect.
going to say
Thank
the
you.
same. I was going to say the same thing. I feel like that some of the chat kind of came through as we were answering the questions, and it just kind of filled up over there. So yeah, so I say the same thing.
Thank you for the clarification. And we must strong no matter where the tide brings us.
You're welcome, Flo.
So Patricia should be asking her question. Unmute, Patricia.
You can lower your hand,
Good
Flo.
night, everybody.
Good
Okay, my
night.
question is, I didn't get everything, but the part about the cash balance consolidate, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it your actual active cash balance that is going to be consolidated to WebClick?
Yes, Patricia. Everyone.
So, yeah, I understand. You said yes. So you're saying that if I have $4,000 in my cash balance, all that money is going to go and purchase WebClick, and there is be what? Zero balance?
Moving forward, yes. But remember, the following day you will be getting a bigger payout from that $4,000.
One of the reasons for that, Patricia, is because that cash balance is sitting there in your cash balance, and you're already in the queue. It's just sitting, it's not making you money. It's just sitting there. So it's best to put it back into the system and let it begin to earn daily for you, because we've had such a lull in our being able to cash out. So if we're not being able to pay out that much, it's going to, it's best that that goes back in to start to make you money instead of just sitting there doing nothing for you.
Okay. So what about like the frozen cash balance for the persons from the older company? What is
Okay.
going to happen for
The
that one?
frozen cash balance is available for you. But in order to get those frozen cash balance, you have to purchase at least a silver package if you are over $250. So you spend $50 and you get $300. And I think that is very fair. And if you're under $250, you spend $20 and you get your $180 or your $50 or your $200. But once you're over $250, you have to purchase a silver package. And you get that $250 release.
Okay, I normally pay like $100 for my
No, that is the balance. That is no longer exists.
Yeah, I know they said that.
Yeah.
That is not mandatory anymore. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I say something to Patricia real quick? She talked about her available cash balance. And obviously it's taken some time to pay that out. But I'm telling you what, if you can use that available cash balance to purchase some different types of advertising that you're not used to, like a login page or a feature page. And you can use that with your available cash balance, and it will really work for you. It might just be 25 bucks a day, or it might be, you know, $20 for a week or whatever it is. Take advantage of that while you have that shot to do that. I don't have access anymore to your back office since I'm not doing support anymore, but I'm telling you what, just do it. The people that are using that available cash to advertise whatever program you're advertising, it is really working for you. So give that a shot, Patricia, okay?
Hey, Derek.
Everybody else. Hi, Patricia.
I was just saying, okay.
Okay, no worries, no worries. All right. I just wanted to shout that out.
Yeah. Hi, Victoria. How are you?
Hi, good. Hello. And hi,
Okay,
Derek. Hi,
n-
everyone.
Nice seeing you in the call.
Thank you. I must admit, it's been a while. But I'm so glad to be here tonight. I appreciate and understand everything that I've heard. And I think that's a wonderful thing. In fact, last night I had submitted a support ticket based on some of the questions that have been asked already, such as the lower earnings. But the one thing I'm not sure of, where it says no earnings on this particular day, and even though I did the clicks, is that because there were no earnings to be paid out to anyone?
Okay.
Or
I know in the holiday season here, there were no sale some individual day. And once there's no sale, there's zero payment because we pay out based on what comes in. And if there's nothing coming, there's nothing can pay out that day.
okay, so it wasn't just me then, right?
No, it wasn't just you.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
and after this call, I'm gonna cancel my support ticket because that's what that was all about.
Okay.
There's one other thing too. I know that we were being paid on the minimum of 15 clicks, but then you're saying if we continue to do more, we may not be paid on those, but we'll get to some bonuses.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I'll be
There's
happy
a,
to do that.
there's a lot of bonus there.
Okay.
Once you do your regular clicks and go over,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yes, it just pops up in front of you.
Okay.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Sounds great. Wonderful. I'll
Yeah.
just keep clicking away.
And
Thank you.
also in the marketplace, check
I
out
was
the
gonna say the same thing.
marketplace.
Yeah.
Okay.
You click around, and we've kind of done that as programmers and whatnot on the back end of is what we call Easter eggs. You click around on the website, and do some stuff in the marketplace. Like I said, click more ads and get view
Okay.
more ads. There's some bonuses sitting around out there for everybody.
Oh, good. I can't wait to find them. Thank you.
Awesome. Great.
Okay. Great call.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
So James, there's a number of other questions that are in the chat. Have you had a chance to look at them, and do you want to answer them directly? Or do
No,
you
just
want
go ahead on. Just go ahead on.
just okay.
Yeah.
Dennis Braswell asked, when will Vima correct the repurchase clicks that should have been placed daily from company growth? I've not seen any repurchase clicks placed since 12/1/23, but any expired click was certainly removed. I've submitted requests and have not seen any help. I do my daily looking and buy more clicks when earnings are sufficient. So when will all this be corrected? And
just click. I don't understand that. Repurchase
So
clicks.
is he saying like the automatic rebuy, like rebuying for clicks?
I
or
think
the
that-
web click
I think-
packages?
I think that's what he means, yes.
I can answer that. I sent all the information to Tommy way back when, and it hasn't been corrected yet. So all the information's in Tommy's hands right now
Okay.
for Dennis.
Well, I know it was a rough holiday for Tommy, and his hand was very full over the holiday. So the holiday is gone now, so he will definitely look into those support tickets you have.
The next question is to Louise. Who do we contact to connect issues when we do not get paid for daily clicks?
Well, we have our support in your back office.
Mhm.
Yes, just fill in your support and it will look into. So I don't think there's a problem there once you fill in your support. You may not get live support at the moment. We are looking into that.
Okay,
But we have a support in the back office there, so we can just
And-
fill out the
okay,
support
With
that-
the holidays that just happened and
Yeah.
all that too, a lot of people we got kind of backdated on some different pieces, especially some of the support pieces as well. So we're gonna play catch up with a lot of those things, and I'm making notes on the different questions, any of those that we can answer specifically with a database back end questions. I'm making extra notes on those too, and I'll help follow up with Tommy and myself and look into those and see what we can get into. And like I said, with the holidays, we're still playing catch up on some of those other pieces, especially support tickets and things like that.
yeah. Paul DeMarsh is supporting what you just said, James. So he said I'm sure it's because of the holidays and it will be resolved. So
Absolutely.
Carlene has asked, the system automatically stops multiple requests. And I think she's meaning the requests for payouts. I'm quite sure she means that.
Yeah, it looks like the timestamp on that is probably from when we were actually discussing that about the multiple requests being rolled into one. Yeah.
Right. And Alan, I think he's already asked his question in person, but I will ask it what he put in here. Are the sales generated by the members, is the plan for the corporations to be the means to pay to that end?
Address
Yeah.
that, Jane.
Yeah, I believe we addressed that and went through that. And like I said, the end goal for that is both ends of that. We need the Vemma family. We need everybody here to be supportive, and we need this to be a group together. But at the same time, those corporations and advertising packages we can get with them as they see us as one collective unit, one collective group here together as a network for Vemma. You know, it's going to be some hand in hand to help us not hit any of those valleys. Like I said, we want to continue peak days, and we want to continue to keep generating that. But we know it's based around the Vemma members and how strong we all can be together.
Right. Katie has asked, when should we expect to be paid? As I've been waiting since September 16th, 2023.
Yeah.
Well, right now we are definitely working on the queue. That's our main priority right now. So moving forward is just a queue we are really focusing right now. So
And
that's-
yeah, I want to reiterate on that too. Like Leroy was just saying, working on paying off that queue and working through that queue. The streamline changes that we're talking about making, where people aren't going to lose their place where they're in the queue, they're still going to stay there. So it's not going to be any longer. As soon as we get that streamlined out and pushed into where we want to do, then we expect that to happen as soon as possible.
Okay. So you don't have a date, you just say ASAP, right?
And yeah,
Right.
and we're going to be yeah, exactly working through that to get there and do that exactly.
we are working from the top right down. No one will bypass anyone.
Okay.
So
Correct.
wherever is in the queue, you will stay right there, and
We just
we'll reach you very soon.
we just don't know where we are in the queue. Is there a way to make that happen? Like your 3rd or 10th or 100th or whatever?
Well, at the moment, I think we are in, is it September or October? I think
She
lower
said
part of
September 16.
thereabout we are at.
Yeah.
So as soon as we resume the payment, because
Ma-
through the holiday, as soon as we resume, I think this is in the course of this week.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll move forward with the queue from the top right down to the bottom.
Not knowing the names or any of that, but based on the date, I would say that she's extremely close to the top of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and Alan Ferguson has another question. How does the board intend to encourage members to continue with their cash, i.e. buy web clicks? If the members do not buy fresh web clicks, the truth is the company will not survive.
I think this is another kind of piece, and maybe he had written that in there before we got to speak and do that.
Right.
Yeah, the idea there 100% again is the members are going to buy advertising and buy into the advertising company, and we want to keep them doing that, and we want the members to continue to grow on the website while other companies and organizations come in and buy advertising with us too. It's going to be a win-win on both sides of that for us.
Okay, what I have to say about that is that what we must realize is that you guys are talking about each and every member. You are the ones that select the boards, and it's our business, and we have to focus and look on it that way. So I am encouraging each and every one, go ahead and continue to buy your web clicks. It's the advertising company. So do your purchases and just, and the queue will get along. Meanwhile, James is working on those outside advertisement company and so forth. We continue to do our purchases. Right now, we stop the monetary purchase, so you can go in anytime and you can buy your normal web clicks, or you can buy your frozen web clicks, those members from the previous company, where you get a 20 to 30% discount. So focus on just purchasing your web clicks, and you're trying to see how fast your cash out comes up. So this company will just move by how we as members, it's our business, how we as member handle it, right? So if you handle it like a business, it will move like a business. If you handle it like a dolly house, it will move like a dolly house. And, we need to purchase our web clicks. It's an advertise. Don't look on it as an investment. This is not an investment company. You purchase advertise to advertise your business. So let us focus on it that way and just purchase our web clicks, advertise your business. We have many different ways to advertise, right?
Correct. And there's going to be multiple outlets for that advertising and those pieces for us. And as everybody's in it for that advertising pieces and the product, Derek alluded to that earlier as well, is the amount of eyeballs, the amount of things, the amount of what you're getting for that is huge. And we'll have members that want to buy web clicks, that want to advertise and do things for their product. And we're also going to have many other pieces of sales driving those profits every day. And that's what our goal is.
Okay, so I have 3 notes from John Euchart, and I think that they all kind of go together, so I'm going to read them all. I'm so grateful for this Zoom meeting, very informative. I love all the updates, my VEMA on the Move 2024. You have my support. Then he said, I just bought more ad packs. Wow. And then he said, I'm going to talk to a corporate website owner soon.
Oh, wonderful. That's nice.
Fantastic. Yeah, exactly. We'd love to hear it.
Just bring something to his attention also. And
yep.
When you talk to that person, whatever that person does is a 10% for him.
Yeah, that's to John.
Yeah.
So he needs to know he gets a 10% if he brings in a corporate person. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, 10% of whatever that corporate do.
Ah, okay.
Whoever bring them on board is a 10% for their first level.
So how would he notify, or who would he notify?
Well, he can contact Julie, he can contact myself and Tommy or James.
And yeah,
Anne-Marie.
As you reach out to the support and we do certain things, you can direct that to any of us. And I would love, like I said, any of the corporate websites that are the advertising packages, feel free to direct those directly to me or send them to support or, whoever you're comfortable with. And we will definitely take a look and would love to have that, like you said, the 10% and all that.
James, where would we find your contact information? Is it on the site? Is it someplace?
We are working on that. I was working with Tommy and some of the other board members. We are going to get active contact information up for you guys to be able to contact us.
Okay. So that's good. That's good news.
Yeah, that is absolutely on the way.
Carlene has her hand up, so I will hold off on my next questions and let her go ahead and ask her question.
Thank you so much, Anne. Good night, everyone. A couple questions. There is a new person that I brought in, and they had just gotten to the $79 mark. Now, based on what you're saying, they have never withdrawn. This is going to be their first withdrawal. But now, if those funds in their active cash balance is going to go back to websites, are we expecting that they're going to start over from scratch again?
No, they're not starting over from scratch. Remember, the following day, once those money go into WebClicks, she will be earning more.
But I think that if there are people who are not from the previous, that have not taken out any funds, those active cash balances, anything over 75, you can put back in websites, but I think they should be allowed to withdraw at least once as a sign of good faith, because to me, it took almost 5 or 6 months for them to get to this point, and we're starting over again. So that's just my feedback on that. There was a statement made, so something I hope the board will look into, because I really don't think that people who have never withdrawn should have all their funds removed, put as WebClicks, and right now we are earning cents on the dollar, like 5 cents. Like, when will they ever get to $75 to withdraw?
Well, as I said-
Secondly, I know
ahead.
what you said, and I understood everything, no problem. But I'm just saying, I think we should look into that, because it's very difficult to go now and introduce new people to have them come in and earn 5 cents. It's just ridiculous.
No,
Although I understand why. I do
they're not
understand what's
earning
happening.
5 cents. They are earning on the amount of package they have. So if
It's
I have
based on the
100
sales that
package,
come in. Is that not correct?
based on the sales that
And
comes
right
in.
now, based on the 5 cents and 19 cents and 20 cents people are earning, you're telling me no sales are coming in, correct?
Well, it's not going to stay like that.
But how do you know? You don't have a magic
Well,
wand,
it's
right?
remember,
You don't know.
advertisement is from generation, right?
But if there's none,
Advertisement and food is one of the main product that run this country. So we're doing an advertisement business. It will slow, especially in this time, but people is looking new opportunity right now. People is looking ways and mean to earn.
yep, I know,
Right?
I know. And I mean, the third party income, it's something we've been saying for a long time, that VEMA should do. So I'm happy to see that that's being taken care of now. I've joined some of the opportunities. I'm in Treasure Island, so it's not like I'm not behind VEMA. I'm just making some points. So the
Okay.
next part is, there was a mention about your withdrawal amount will depend on the percentage of purchase. That was not a clear statement. So what I would like to hear is, when you say percentage of statement, give me a clear statement as to what that means, to what the withdrawal amount will be. I need to be clear as to how people will know how much they're able to withdraw based on what they purchase.
James, will you address that?
Yeah, and when we say the withdrawal piece, and I think that's what you're talking about, very similar to, if I understand what you're asking correctly with that piece, let me make sure I'm looking at percentage of purchases will determine cash out eligibility. Okay, and for those purchases of the cash out eligibility, I think what we were talking about with that was for the daily percentages on what the pay was, right? Is that correct? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. That's alluding to.
Are you asking me, or are you asking the
Not you. I'm asking
Oh,
Julie.
okay,
I want
okay.
to verify with Julie and
Okay.
the others. Yeah, but the idea of the percentages there for that, the term percentage of purchases will determine your cash out eligibility.
Well,
So
moving forward, James, the maximum temporary withdrawal is $75 and the minimum is $25. And this is
yeah,
just temporary until we catch up with the queue.
Yes, that's very clear, very, very clear. But what you're not saying is, what is that percentage of purchase that equals $25 withdrawal, $30 withdrawal, $75 withdrawal? I need to understand that.
I do not believe we have a I would
You
say,
don't have a correlation.
right,
So
just,
that's just a statement.
right, just $75 the maximum, and 25% the minimum. That's
Okay,
it.
so let me ask my question a different way. How does someone become eligible to withdraw $75?
Once you have
Based
it, you
on what
withdraw.
amount of purchase?
Once you have it, you withdraw it.
Yeah, and I think that's where
Yeah.
the confusion is coming in, and it's kind of the way it's written there with the purchases, and it's
Yes.
alluding to what I was trying to say is it's coming from those daily sales and what those pieces are. So once you get to that point, we can't guarantee you over, it's going to take 2 days, 7 days, 10 days.
Yes.
I don't know. But what
Okay,
we're saying is, that percentage of
okay.
purchases is going to allow you to hit that threshold to be able to make the cash out or the
So
withdrawal.
the purchases you're talking about is not necessarily the member's individual purchase of a package. It's purchases of ads that have gone through the company.
Correct.
That
Like,
co-
we're
gets the
not saying.
profit.
And I
Okay,
think what you're asking is like,
okay.
hey, so I have to buy a $50 new package so I can withdraw $25, right? Like,
Yes, that's how it's worded.
and we're not stating something specific. Like,
Okay, so the wording is wrong. It's really based on, which we already know, the profit of VIMA will determine how much is paid out to individuals based on the number of web clicks they have.
Once you see that amount
Correct?
once you see that amount in your cash balance, take
I
it,
can
it's
withdraw.
yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that.
100%.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And it probably could have been worded better at that part.
Yes.
That the percentage of purchases daily will determine reaching the cash out minimum. Or
Yes,
max.
yes,
Exactly.
yes. So, because I thought it was membership purchases will then determine
Thank
if
you for
they
that
can
question.
withdraw.
Yeah.
So that's how it sounds. Okay,
No, thank
all
you for
right, that's
even
great.
pointing that out.
Again, no problem, no problem.
And,
I do want to commend the board for putting this information out. The only comment I would say is, one of the things we're lacking very much with VIMA is communication and early communication so that people have a chance to read the information, understand what it says, and then come with proper questions. When you send something out day off or the night off and people don't have a chance to go through it, it's difficult for us to come to the meetings with proper questions based on our understanding. So just something to bear in mind. Communicate.
Yes,
If something goes wrong and people have to be sending in 1 million tickets when you already know it's wrong, communicate. Tell us so that nobody has to send a ticket. Right? So little things like that, I think we need to get better at. But I do commend the board for at least sitting down, thinking through the processes. I don't agree with a lot of them, as you know, but I'm still with VIMA. The only problem I'm having now is how do we get, because we were very clear months ago that we had over 6,000 people in VIMA. How many of those are active?
Well-
How is the company strategizing to get these people who are not active? Is someone
Okay.
calling them? What is happening there? Because we can't go to these third parties trying to get them in if we can't show them that 6,000 people are logging in. So I get all the analytics. I understand all of that. I'm just saying, what then is VIMA planning to do to reach out individually to these non-active accounts to get them activated again, get them understanding, hey, you need to get back on board.
Okay.
Just something to look into.
Good question. My insight on that is that each and every one of us communicate with your downline and whoever not active. We also planning to send out a lot of emails pertaining activation of account, and also in the near future, I think we have it planned for the end of this month that all account that is not active or logged into your account for the past 1 year, those accounts will be deleted out of the system. Now, how can you have a business and in 1 year you do not log into it or activate it or anything like that? So those accounts will be deleted by the end of this month. So we ask each and every one to reach out to their downline, and your downline will be getting a few emails from the company also. It already been established a couple months ago. I think Derek talked about it, we talk about it and everything, that all these accounts that do not log in for a couple of months will be deleted.
And there's
Mhm.
something to remember about that too, is that the VEMA members give us contact information, and we capture that obviously in the database, well, which you guys fill in your back office. And any of that information that we have, we reach out and contact these individual accounts, and we send multiple requests, of the different meetings, different things, different stuff like that. And if we don't hear anything back or do that, that's when we'll deactivate those accounts and move them out of active status, which then allows us to have a much clearer picture of what our active membership is and what we're looking at. And like I said, we want to encourage everybody to be a part of this. And Leroy was, just saying, and other people have alluded to, if you don't
Yes.
sign in over a year and do things like that, if you're not responding to requests where we send you, email from the company and ask you things and, and do things, then those are accounts that we just kind of have to remove from the system, because in all reality, they have violated our terms and things like that by not responding, by not signing in. There are different pieces on that. And it states that, and that's kind of what that last exactly what that last bullet point was alluding to. So we can keep our numbers realistic, make sure we have the right analytics to be able to send to these other advertisers, and be truthful and transparent with our rest of our membership for what we actually have and what we're expecting to do.
Okay, thank you, James. Thank you, Leroy. But I'm just thinking
Yeah.
that maybe the emails are not effective. So maybe we need to do something different with those inactive accounts to
And-
really individually reach out to them versus the blanket emails that are going out saying it's going to close. If they're not reading the emails now, those emails won't matter now, if you send them out.
And
So
that's kind of
that's
what I
what
was
I'm saying.
touching on. Yeah, that's kind of what I was touching on. And like I said, I have a specialty in database information where I withdraw customer service information and do a lot of service information. And we're at the mercy of whatever information that any individual has provided us. You'd be surprised how
Yes.
many people don't put their real names in, don't do things, all kinds of stuff. Their phone numbers have been disconnected for years.
Okay.
Anything that they provide to us. So you're right. Any way we can, and we had thought about the idea of possibly reaching out to direct uplines who may have recruited them and saying, hey, you might have this person that looks like they're about to be deactivated, and kind of filling that out to see if they may have more contact information. But when you're talking about, hundreds of members for us to reach out to and try to do that when majority of their contact information is inaccurate, our first line of defense is to send those emails. But you are correct. If they're ignoring those, and I mean, there are normal people who will ignore some of their emails and then they go to spam and do that. But we will try to contact them as best we can.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate the meeting today. Thanks again.
And
Absolutely. Thank you for some great questions.
Sorry, Leroy. Sorry, can someone please mute Grandison's line?
Grandison, okay.
Sonia
Thank you very
Grandison.
much. Grandison.
Sonia Grandison.
Maybe we should just ask her directly.
I don't know if she's even paying
Ah.
attention.
Yeah.
Grandison, could you mute your
There-
line, please?
She's muted now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to say something before we move forward. I notice we are on here apparently 20 minutes less 2 hours. So I just want to offer a bonus to each and every one for their time on the call. It was well spent, and I appreciate each and every one that comes out tonight for this very important meeting. And I know that Julie is here, James is here, Yvonne, Anne-Marie also, Judy, and these are board members. I would just like to put out there that each and every one on the call tonight, I would like to, for us to approve a 15% bonus for each and every person purchasing a package until midnight tonight. You will get that bonus. So that is an incentive for being on the call tonight for each and every one. Yeah.
Thank you. That 15% and or that 15% added to, let's say, by some frozen.
Yeah, you can use your frozen cash. Sorry, your cash balance or new cash. I want to put back those cash back in the system. So go ahead and do your purchase. And it's a 15%, and moving forward as of tonight, asking each and every one to go ahead and buy
Leroy,
the
I
package.
misunderstood what you're saying. Are you saying that you're giving them incentive if they go in and purchase packages with a debit card?
Yes, yes.
So that wouldn't be from their cash balance. It would be from the debit card, correct?
Well, you just like to take the advantage and give them both. Give them both. Is that okay with each and every one?
And how would we get to
Because
balance when
they're on the call almost 2 hours, you know? We always do that, so I don't see the difference of not doing it tonight.
the difference is we have no access to the cash balance. It says the members are working on it or something to that extent.
I have no idea what you're doing.
I'm going to just jump in here because if our cash balances are being removed from the cash balance, where we go to look what our cash balances are, if they're being removed, then cannot those dollars that are being removed be put into this offer that Leroy has made?
Kind of, that's what I'm asking.
That's what you're asking, Flo?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if it's being put into,
Remember, you know, once it goes back in the system, those cash balance expire within 7 months, 5 months, 6 months, so it will in the system.
So we do have access to it to buy more web clicks. Use it to buy more web clicks.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a little bit confused there.
If you guys not agree, let's just do it the cash balance then. The credit card.
okay, so it's a credit card or your cash balance to purchase. And I presume that those are the frozen web clicks that are the cash balance. There are a couple of thoughts that are in the chat, which I will pass on right now, except that Victoria has her hand up, so I'll let her go first.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to say real quick, thank you, Leroy, for that suggestion. And I will be making my purchase tonight. And on top of received some bonus web clicks from the marketplace while we were on the call. So thank you.
You win something?
Yes.
Oh,
web
wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. See,
Thank
it
you.
works.
It works. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I had so many of the meanings, but I don't understand how to place them or use them. So I only get when I get the web click from the mail, from the will, it goes in automatically. But when I win like the advertising page and so on, I don't understand how to use them. I had quite a few in the back there.
Okay, I think moving forward, some of the Tuesday night or so, we can have some training on that. How to use up those advertisement that you win. And I think Tommy is also working on a system where you can whatever advertisement you have and it expire, you can use those winnings and renewing them. He's working on that also.
So would you like me to ask the rest of these questions now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or comments, actually. Verona says, thanks everyone. This was a very interesting and informative call. I'm very excited for the future of VEMA. Katie has suggested that we could have text messages, SMS, for announcements. And then she put question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. So that's something for the board. That's for the board.
That is very good. Now that is leave to James. If James can work on that.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I was gonna say, I actually saw that comment and already made a note of that. I think that is an excellent idea. And then when we were talking
Wonderful.
communications, I think that's great.
Yep.
Thank you, Verona.
Okay, and Carlene, sounds good, much appreciated. John, bless his heart, has said thanks. And Carlene has said, forgot a question. Can we start having Vima analytics shown in the back office, such as how many active members, how much sales per day, etc.?
Yeah, as I alluded to earlier, I have a background in that, in the database analytics and basically creating integrated reports for that. I'm working with Tommy for some dashboards and some different things that we would like to put together and have in the back office for you guys to be able to see a lot of that. So yeah, that is 100% in the works.
Okay. And as best as I can tell, John says SMS does reach people more than emails. And then Carlene thanks James. So that's the end of the chat. I do personally wish that we would identify the board members and have them just talk for a minute so that we hear their voices and know who they are, if they are on the call
Let me
still.
see how much of them is here.
I
We
see Judy
have-
here and
We have Judy. We have Julie. That's 2. We have Ivan, 3. James, 4. Myself, 5. Anne-Marie told me that she have to go. And I don't know if Tommy's here. Tommy's here, James?
Tommy hasn't been here.
Okay. Okay. Now the reason, let me explain myself. The reason I bring up the cash balance. Now, a lot of member is a little bit not so happy with their cash balance being taken and purchased web clicks. So I am saying to let them feel good, you know, give them a little incentive. Whosoever is here tonight and can use their cash balance to purchase web clicks will get an extra 15% only for tonight, right? And you can use your debit card or your credit card and do your purchase. So anyone leave the call already and don't know about this will lose that advantage. Everyone here who's here and have frozen web clicks and have frozen cash balance will have the opportunity to get that 15%, you know, and happy. So, you know, that is just my idea, just to make some of us happy to know that moving forward, we will get a little incentive for that, you know?
Thanks, Leroy, but the cash balances cannot be used. Right now, if you go in the back office, it says it's being worked on. It's not
Okay,
available
well,
to do anything.
That's
well,
what I was saying.
Okay, well, since it cannot be used, that opportunity passed us. I didn't realize that was taking place. I
That's
thought
what
it was still available.
no
May I
access.
say something?
Mhm.
Good night. May I say something? I just used my cash balance to make a purchase of $200. And it
Okay.
went through. Yes, it went through, but I didn't get the 15%.
Okay, that will be added. That will be added, no problem. Just
All right. Yes,
yeah.
it actually worked for me. It
And
reduced my
let me
cash.
take your name. What's your name?
It's Dahlia.
I didn't attempt because it says
Delia.
Dahlia.
Right.
Dahlia.
Dahlia.
Yes.
Yeah, but maybe it's more than one Delia in the system.
Here.
Elliot E.
It's right. Thank you, Julie.
Delia E, you said, Julie?
Dahlia Edwards.
Oh, Edwards. Okay.
Yes.
So
All right.
Leroy, do you have a list of all the people that are here tonight? So that if they do purchase the,
No.
more
It's not,
web clicks?
I don't need to take a list. Once they miss it tonight, they're not going to get it again. They have to be here to get it. So
Yeah,
who is
I mean,
who
we
is on the
can-
call tonight? Just go ahead and do that.
And we can
If-
cross-reference that among what the timing of the sales are and who was on the call. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
And for the chat,
James will
I'm
take
looking
care
at
of
the
that.
yeah, and I'm looking at the chat too, and I'm seeing some of the recommendations for like a community chat, some other things. I'm taking notes on that stuff as well. And
Good.
like I said, there's a lot of things that we're talking about in the back end that we would like to add as features for you guys in the back office. And a lot of the ideas that you guys are coming up with are things that we've spoke about before as well. But like I said, I'm making notes on those, and everybody who's making those purchases and doing that stuff, like I said, we'll be able to cross reference that with when the purchases happen before the end of the night tonight, and then we'll see who was on these calls, and we'll make sure we get that taken care of.
And James, it's only for the people on the call.
Absolutely, and that's why I said we'll
And-
cross-reference all the purchases tonight with the names on the call and match up the best we can. If you would like to, put something in there, then or let us know that, then that's perfectly fine. But yeah, like I said, we've got this captured and we've got the actual call recorded as well.
Yeah, and also, James, that promotion begins 8 o'clock. Anything before that does not count.
I would imagine, yeah, once the call started like that, and then we'll go through and then pick that up from when you offered the bonus and when we did that. Yep.
Wait. I got
8
on the
o'clock.
call at over 5 minutes to 8. So does that mean I'm
No,
out?
you're good to go. You're good to go.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good to go. Yeah. Anything after that 8 p.m. So basically, if people were making purchases before we even had a chance to announce that or do anything, then yeah.
Okay.
I just made a purchase. Charles Dennis.
My sister had to leave, so she lives out.
Yeah, I can see the sales picking up. Yeah.
Hello.
It's not bad.
Absolutely. Yeah, perfect. And like I said, we're logging each one of these as you guys are doing it. And like I said, the system will pick that up, and we won't have any issues cross-referencing that here.
I have a question. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead, or R.
You could hear me? My name is Anthony. I'm from Philadelphia. My question is, I kind of got a little late because I'm actually listening while I'm at work. I work at night. Now, are you still gonna be paying the people that click daily, like I do? I'm a person that click every day. So will I still make money from clicking?
Yeah, Vima pays 7 days per week. That doesn't stop.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And none of that model, none of those pieces change. All of that remains the same. And we want to continue to push that and do that. So yeah, and like we were just mentioning earlier, and I believe somebody actually experienced that. If you do click through and then see some more websites, you have the opportunity to even win bonuses through some of that. So yeah, please continue to do that, and realize that we will continue to pay out on that daily basis for what that is.
Well, when I click, I always click maybe 20, 25 all the time. I don't do just 15.
Oh, absolutely. That's perfect. And like I said, and that helps us more than just viewing the advertising, which is good for everybody within the company, but also, like I said, that drives analytics for us and allows us to be able to push those analytics out and say that we have members who are going above and beyond and not just doing the minimum. They're not here just for that. They're here clicking and viewing a lot of ads and going through that stuff. So that's a big deal for us.
That's basically I've been doing it ever since I've been in the company. I always click maybe 20, 25 ads. So
absolutely, and I truly thank you for that. That's amazing, and thank you so much.
So you're saying that I'll benefit from doing that from now on, in terms of bonuses? Is that what I heard you say earlier?
So the bonuses when you're clicking through, as you click through, like I said, it's kind of like that programmatical Easter egg on the background. Once you hit a certain threshold or hit a certain number of when we're clicking through those, you're going to see that pop up, and it'll pop up on your screen and let you know that you've won something.
Well, what type of bonus? Would that be something I won, or would it come in cash, or how would that work?
Yeah, and you'll win different types of things like web click packages or different advertising packages, different things, different spins, different stuff. Like I said, I don't want to give away anything, but like I said, yeah, there's definitely some fun stuff in there to be able to win, and then we'll keep increasing those things and kind of putting those through the site. Like I said, I know that we mentioned earlier, the more of the ad rotators you view, that you can win bonuses there, and we also kind of leaked out the fact that if you're in the marketplace and clicking around in the actual marketplace, it's possible, but like I said, you go around the site, click around, look around, and do some stuff, and just know that, like I said, you are very eligible to hit those bonuses and hit those Easter eggs and win something.
I have another question. I have 1,174 clicks what you call it, clicks left, old clicks. How would I use them under the new system?
So, yeah, are you referring to you have that many active web clicks in your web click packages left over?
Well, I have web clicks for that. You know, the web clicks that we were using from the other business. I have web clips left.
Oh, you're talking about frozen web clicks?
Yes, frozen web clicks. Yeah.
Oh, you have the option to buy those web clicks, you get a 30 to 20% discount.
And yeah, I was gonna say to activate any of those now that if you had gotten paid on them, which I'm assuming you had previously from doing some clicks and doing some different things, but yeah, we offer sales and different stuff on what those are, and I think that depends on the package. So yeah, you can buy back in those at a discounted rate.
So you say I got to pay for those clicks over again, those frozen clicks?
Okay, let me explain that to you. Those clicks does not belong to this company. We bring them over as a bonus, and we have been giving them away 1 year now.
Right. I see. So you say
one completely year. So if you look into your account, you have a lot of free web clicks that the company is now paying you on. So we realize that we can't continue. We cannot continue that way by giving those web clicks away anymore. So we say, okay, they belongs to you, so you can purchase them at a 30 to 20% discount.
All right, all right. I appreciate it. So I'll be looking for that in my back office.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Any other
you're
questions
welcome.
I'll ask on the next call. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.
Okay, cool.
Hi, Leroy. Patricia here. I just made my purchase and I'm not seeing the 15% either.
Okay, if it doesn't see it, no problem. It will take care of, but I would have to ask Tommy to look on the automated system.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 15% is gonna have to be programmatically added to what we're doing, but we're kind of just doing that right now. And what will happen is, like I had mentioned earlier, so we'll cross-reference everybody who was in the meeting with the purchases they made tonight, and then what will happen is you'll get that line added for the 15% bonus across the board once that's said and done, and it'll be a one-time. We'll basically go through, verify, and then place all that into the system.
Okay, thank you.
My purchase is not going through with active web click. With from commission, I mean.
Well, I don't know because
say error process and check out. Please try again. And I try about 3 times.
Yeah.
Mine.
I'll put it like in the instruction. Cause I try to do the frozen web, but you can from what I see, you can only do the regular packages. So if you hit website button, then click on I kind of put a little instruction in the comment. You should be able to purchase it. It should go through that way. Yeah, you'll be able to get a regular clicks from there. Yeah.
Go through the website, I said?
Yeah, it's a tab to say website in the menu box.
Yeah.
If you click on that, right, then let me go back. Then if you actually click on website word itself, it's gonna open up. I'm clicking on it right now it's gonna say web clicks. Then you click on purchase web clicks in green. Then you'll be able to use your cash balance.
Oh, that's where I went.
Yeah. Then you're gonna have all your information there, right? You choose what package you want, whether silver, gold, or brass. And then once the shopping cart come up, it'll show, you could click in the circle where it says cash balance, and then proceed to check out and ensure purchase. And to see your purchase after you do it, you go back in your I believe it's on the details. I may do probably a new video. I'm gonna do some more videos on this till it get approved. But yep, it'll show on the details. Everyone that purchased, it'll show under the details tab after you do it. And it did show my the amounts that I purchased. That's basically it.
And John,
Yes.
we are looking some volunteers, some members who is willing to help with the Tuesday and the Thursday night call. You know,
Okay.
yeah, so we are putting it out there. We need each and every one to participate in our business. This is all of us business.
Send
It's
the
not just a,
reminder.
it's not just a one person or a two person or just the board. It's all of us, right? So
Yeah.
whoever can volunteer, Anne is doing a very good work. Thank you very much, Anne. You know, we need people like Anne to step forward, you know, and volunteer whatever they can volunteer for us. That's we can grow this company,
Read this.
you know?
Okay.
And Leroy, how would we step forward and volunteer? Who do we notify or what do we
Well,
say?
you notify anyone on the board and they will bring it to our attention. And
So we don't do it through the back office. Someplace on the site, there will be a way for us to contact board members. Is that correct?
well, that is working on right now. James is working on that.
Okay,
But away from that, you can contact any one of the board member and they will bring it to all of us attention.
I think the time has come that the questions have been answered and the people have had fabulous information tonight. And I think that
Yeah,
it's time to say nighty night all.
yeah. And
Thank you
just
all
let
very much. This was a
and
very
just let
informative call.
and also let everyone know that each and every one of us on the board are volunteer right now. Right? So we away from the customer service and the program, I've been volunteer for over a year now. None of us get paid, right? So just let everyone, we need volunteer to step up to grow our business. And then once our business reach where it is or where we want it, we can consider compensate each and every one of us, you know?
Chairman, where
I
I just
retire in May. So I'll have a lot of time on my hands.
No.
If there's anything I can do. I'm visually impaired, so there's ways around that.
Okay.
But I'm open to volunteering to whatever I can do.
All right. What you can do then, Paul, just type up a little letter or a little note and tell us what they are capable of contributing to us, and we can pick out one of those from the list and say, okay, this is Paul. This is what he's got to volunteer and do, you know?
How do I do that? Do I send it to support or?
Yeah, you can send it to support. You can send it to any individual of the board member once you have their email, and they will bring it to our attention.
Okay.
Yeah. Just make a list, and then we will see which one we can choose from the list to volunteer in that capacity.
It just depends on.
Yeah.
I think that
question.
I think that the people who want to volunteer should be in touch with the board members, not on this call, but with the board members, so that they can then make an assessment of the skills and abilities of the volunteer and put them into the appropriate volunteer job, if you like.
Right.
Can I just suggest one thing? If you have a list of the areas you need volunteers for, can the board make a list, send out the list, and then individuals can see what is available and then can volunteer for those areas and send in their skills.
Yeah,
I was thinking that exact same thing. I was saying about possibly sending up a newsletter for you guys. Again, you know, sending something out to everybody and just kind of listing off some things that we could use, and then letting people be able to reply back to that from support and do different things, as you were just saying, because I think that would be the easiest way for us to find matches and the quickest way, probably.
I'll still be at the funeral home part-time, but on top of that, I'll have a lot of time. So
Good.
Excellent. And we appreciate everybody's help for wanting to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
That would be helpful.
I think that's a wrap for tonight. What do you think?
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Leroy, could you give me a call as soon as we end up, please?
No problem, Flo.
I'm having a hard time with this.
Okay, good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Night.
When will
Good night.
be the
Good
next?
night, everyone. Thank you all for coming and thank you all for letting me speak with you. Thank you.
When will be
Thanks,
the next
welcome.
treasure hunt
I get with you,
meeting?
James.
Awesome job, James.
And Verona,
Yes, sir.
would you give me a call, please?
Yes, sir.
When will
Okay.
be the next treasure hunt meeting?
Leroy,
Hello.
could you give me a call too, please?
No problem, Perlina.
I'll call you
Okay.
tomorrow.
Leroy, you're busy tonight, man.
Yeah, my job never ending now, you know.
Good
Always
night,
busy.
everyone.
The man of the moment. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Have a good night and all the best.
Okay,
Coach
all the best
Leroy.
day.
Anyone know when is the next Treasure Island meeting?
Yeah, good
Oh,
night and thank you.
I think Judy can update you with that. Judy?
The next presentation, well, there was one tonight, but we had this meeting. So the next presentation will be Thursday. I've sent out a notice to everybody tonight, so I'll send it out again. And I want to tell you, I appreciate all of your help and involving, getting involved in the programs because it really is going to help VEMA. It may not be fast, but it's gonna down the road, it's gonna be helping us a lot.
Thank you. You're welcome.
But the next one is Thursday night at 9 o'clock, and I'll send out the notice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The only thing those meetings are going to do with Treasure Island is pull people away from MEMA.
No, it's not.
And do we have a VEMA meeting on Thursday night?
Yeah, there's a meeting.
All right. See you, everyone.
All right. That's it, James?
Yeah, that's it for me. And like I said, I again appreciate everybody and hope you're all having a wonderful new year and look forward to talking to everybody soon. And thank you so much for the great.
Appreciate you, James.
Thank you so much.
Right. I want to thank everyone for coming out and all the best for the new year. May the Lord continue to bless each and every one of us family and prosper us throughout the year.
Thank you. Together we will make it.
Wonderful.
Call me Leroy.
Yeah. Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Night. Thank you.
Yeah, all the best. Good night.